And we welcome you to United in Liberty Radio, where we talk about all things principle, the way we govern our country, the way we're supposed to live our lives, the things that we're supposed to do to measure the decisions that we make from our day-to-day activity. This is Joe Olivas here with Dustin Harris. Glad to have you here, Dustin.
It's good to be here. I thought you were going to say this is all things Twilight. I mean, that's what's going on in the United States right now, isn't it?
That and American Idol and all kinds of other things that are relatively unimportant compared to what's going on with our country.
Well, I'll tell you what is important, Joe. I learned once and for all, I've always had a suspicion throughout my life whether or not to believe in Bigfoot. But I now believe. I had a close encounter on Monday with Bigfoot, and one of my own, and I can now testify that Bigfoot lives.
All right. You're going to have to tell me that story.
Bigfoot, well, I didn't see him.
Oh, you didn't see him.
I was out with the kids. We were out riding the four-wheelers up in the hills. We were out kind of in a remote area, and we were driving down the trail, and I smelled him. So I believe,
to be fair, I mean, you don't want to appear sexist. It could be her.
No, it was a him.
It was a him. Okay.
It definitely smelled like a large, hairy, ape-like creature.
All right. Well, okay. Male. Okay. All right. I guess Bigfoot lives.
I just thought I'd throw that in. What that has to do with principle, I don't know, but here we go, right?
Yeah, we got a lot going on. I know we've got a lot of things to talk about today, but one of the things that is probably on most everyone's mind right now, besides all the nonsense from the day to day, but with this Kagan thing that's going on. I mean,
Kagan.
Which way are we going to go?
She's hot.
When I say we, I mean which way is Congress going to go? Is she going to be confirmed? Yes, no. I'm sure she will.
I really don't care. I just like watching her.
I like watching her dodge questions.
She
is very athletic to be able to dodge that many number of questions from such a short distance.
And she doesn't really look athletic. When you first see her, she and Napolitano, I think, would get along well. They're both pretty hot. Elena. So we're watching the confirmation hearings, and like you say, Joe, they're more of can I dodge your question hearings, and it's kind of sad because here we are, very, very important position. Someone who sits on the Supreme Court of the United States of America, as you know, is a long-term, lifetime, if they so choose to stay there, appointment. And I don't think that people realized when they voted Obama into office exactly what they were getting. In other words, Obama will be gone in hopefully in 2 years, maybe 6 years, but 6 years at the max.
Hopefully 6 months we get the ball rolling.
But this Elena lady is going to be there for life if she's confirmed, and I don't see any hurdles big enough to keep her from being confirmed. Do you, Joe?
No, I don't. I mean, unless she says something completely stupid, which is going to be very difficult.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, just
I think we've got a few sound bites today that might shed some light on that.
But I mean, the difference between what we're going to be listening to those clips and what I'm talking about is the fact that unless she says something really stupid by way of answering a question, I mean, she says a lot of things stupid by way of dodging the questions, but to say something stupid that would kind of really point or give everybody a clear picture of who she is, I think she is a in the way of ideas and mindset and perspective on how the country should be run, could be run, in her mind has to be run. A lot of that is in line with the president. It's no wonder that he would nominate somebody that has the same views as he does. I think the same thing with regards to Sotomayor, with regards to some of her views and some of her policies. I mean, she's a wise Latina woman that knows more than everyone else. And so, I mean, it's just
we say that word again.
Latina woman, Latina.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's,
I can't say it like
you
that.
You can't say it like that, but it's just one of those things that I think individuals really need to look at and understand. Not necessarily what they can or can't do about it, because bottom line, I think the decision's already been made about whether or not she's going to be confirmed. It's just how do you proceed from here,
right.
really, with regards to that type of individual sitting on the Supreme Court.
Right, good point. And I think, that's kind of what we want to get into today is we, again, this is the show that talks about principles. There's a lot of video out there of obviously, you go through hours and hours and hours of this kind of stuff. There's going to be some interesting sound clips, some interesting sound bites on both sides. But today I kind of want to paint a picture for the listeners of bottom line, who is Elena Kagan? Who is this individual that will be the next individual on the Supreme Court? By the way, condolences out to Ginsburg's husband passed away and this week. But that almost makes me think that it won't be very long before we've got all kinds of things going on, and this will not be the last Supreme Court justice that we see confirmed. And I would make a prophecy that it's not going to be the last one that we see Obama confirm.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it'll be something where there would at least be one other that he would confirm, and unfortunately that that really starts to lend sway to things that would be considered unprincipled or that can be interpretive. I mean, that's the scary thing with regards to, and I know you say that judges are supposed to interpret the law. However, when you interpret them, but you include your own type of perspective in that interpretation, your own idea based upon that interpretation, rather than what the law actually says, and rather than what the Constitution actually allows, you're in dangerous water.
Right. Well, and bottom line is those that study the Constitution and understand the founders and understand the original writing, it really comes down into two camps. You've got people that are what we refer to often as originalists, and you've got the other side of that, which are living constitutionalists. The two sides of those aisles are basically: do you believe that the founding fathers believed or wrote what they wrote, that they didn't intend it to be a quote-unquote living document? Now, I believe that the Constitution is a living document in this sense. I believe that the Constitution can be changed, but it's very difficult to change. It's called the amendment process. There's two ways to get that done. I'm not going to go into the details tonight, but there's two ways to amend the Constitution in the United States. Both of them are very, very difficult to do. It's only been done 27 times in the last 224 years. So it's not an easy process to do. In that sense, the Constitution is a living document. I also believe that there are certain things within the Constitution of the United States that are principally based in the sense that they apply yesterday, today, and tomorrow. 224 years of history we've got with this great Constitution. 1787 was the year. Well, 1788 was really when it finally got ratified. But you've got a long history of what this Constitution means to this particular country. There are those today, and I would suggest that Judge what's her name again? Elena
Kagan.
There you go. Elena Kagan is one of those living constitutionalists. In other words, she believes that the Constitution is silly putty, that it can be molded and stretched and turned and twisted and cut and pasted together however it takes to make whatever case she wants to make. And I think these sound bites will play that out today.
Yeah, I think you'll be pretty evident to get. Rather than some of the silly things that she was asked, or some of the things that just kind of, that were more for show, some of the questions and these clips that you're going to be playing, or the responses to these clips that you're playing, are really going to illustrate something for the listener, and it just reminds me, as I listen to these responses that she's giving, not only how to identify an individual that, one, doesn't want to answer a question, two, won't live by principle, and three, is trying to get me to believe something that they don't fundamentally believe is true.
Right.
It gives me the ability to be able to identify.